I think it's, it's big for us and our fans. Get our fans into the game, create that sixth man, but just for us, confidence-wise. I mean, we play well here, and we've done a great job protecting our home floor all year, and we want to continue to have that swagger and that confidence here.
From what you've seen, how much different does this Pistons team look with Blake Griffin now on their squad?
A lot different. You see they're a lot more energetic. I mean, adding a guy like Blake can do that, I guess. And then it changed the dynamic with him and Drummond. They run pick and rolls together. I mean, and it's similar to kind of what he used to do with DeAndre. It's still similar dynamic of athleticism and running up and down and him handling the ball some. And the biggest thing I think also is like Bullock making shots. Kenner coming off the bench making shots. Tolliver's been making shots, but he's another weapon also, which changes the spacing because you have another ball handler with Blake out there, and besides Ish, and two guys that can make threes, that are making threes more, they're getting more volume. I think Bullock went from shooting like 3 a game to almost 7 a game now. So, like, that's a big change. And their pace is different, which allows more three-pointers and things like that. So, I mean, it's mainly from the energy change.
Does it force Drummond to do a little bit more as well, or more differently, because he's got to, kind of run the floor that much more than he did before, and be even a different offensive player?
I think it's a good different though.
Yeah.
And he has the ability to do that. He's agile. He moves well defensively and offensively. He's got good hands defensively and offensively. And I think that change of pace definitely gives him a better chance to be dominant without eyes set on him, like throwing it to him on the block and watching him have to try to operate with, because he's added a lot of stuff to his game, but I don't know if that's what you want to do every single night with him yet. So now with the fact that you have both dynamics with him being able to do that and being able to run, if he gets himself going, then you throw it to him and let him continue to dominate that way. But I think him having both sides with the way they're playing definitely makes me more dangerous. He's already going to clean the glass, but now having that pop in their offensive system is giving him more and more angles to roll to the rim for Lyles, because you got shooters and you got 2 ball handlers now with Blake and all the different things.
Historically, Jonas has played very well against Drummond. I know you've only had 3/4 of a season with Jonas, but how have you even seen, from as an opponent to a teammate, him evolve his game to be able to handle some of these more athletic guys too?
He's definitely one of the guys I got here, and I didn't realize that all the things he had in his game. How much he affected the game and how good he was, how efficient he was, and just seeing him. I mean, he's not a slouch himself. He moves pretty well for his size. He's a big guy, but it's maybe not vertically, like explosively, but he moves his feet well. He can get up and down the floor. He uses his size really well. He's got great hands. He's got enough ball skills to be able to do different things offensively. But I think the biggest thing is him just believing that he matches up with those guys. When he plays with confidence, and you can always tell the difference when he steps out on that floor and he's really locked in and engaged, that he's going to be, the big science that night. And he's got 10 and 10 in the first 8 minutes, just from activity, because he's on the floor, and the guys he plays with and the offense we run allows him to do that same thing.
CJ, does it feel like crunch time? This game felt a little different, at least watching.
I think one was the opponent. No disrespect to anybody else, but coming out of the break and playing those guys, like, I wasn't here from the playoff series they had with them before, but knowing the kind of chip that those guys they got on their shoulder towards us, and us getting ready for that, that third part of the season, that home stretch to get ready for the playoffs, and everybody's trying to, turn it up a notch and get ready. And that was a great battle to have right after the break. Obviously you want to have a win, but to be able to come out with a game with that type of intensity and be able to see that, you got to continue to keep stepping it up a notch. We're going to get everybody's best shot, on top of the fact that guys are trying to transform their teams too.
You're speaking of, like, you seem to be getting a few more minutes with the starters, or at least for Kyle DeMar or whoever. Late games, overtime. How is that evolving for you? How are you
just figuring it out. It definitely helps. For me, even more open shots, just because of what they do and the dynamic they bring to the floor. Those guys attack the basket. We run a lot of sets from off screens, and it causes people to have to help and find rotation. So I had to just continue to just do a good job of finding space. But I didn't shoot it the way I wanted to last game. I shot like 3 in and outs, like halfway down in a row. But I mean, just knowing those shots are going to come from me on the floor with them is exciting, because it allows them to be able to just affect the game a different way for them, and for help me help you type situation.
Has it been formally said to you, look, we're going to try and get you more minutes with those guys, or is it sort of feel pretty?
I just remember one day, right close to the break, they told me one of the games that we're going to get you in a little earlier today. And then it's been like that, especially in the first half. And it helps because, I get a couple of open looks before the whole bench mob comes in and we get running around and get crazy. So it definitely helps, though, coming off the bench and being able to get, some good, clean looks playing with those guys right off the bat.
Just on Detroit, I mean, what does it say to you about the East, that a team that's 2.5 games out of 8 has, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, 2 All-Stars, plus a lot of other pieces that you referenced. I mean, this conference is not what it used to be.
No, yeah, it's definitely the biggest thing. There were younger teams that were developing in the East, and now you have teams like Milwaukee and teams like Philly that have transformed themselves. And then at the same time, I think if this team was playing the way they're playing now, their record would be a lot different. I mean, playing the way they're playing now early in the year, like if Blake was different at the start of the year, it'd be a lot different also. But the East is definitely different. And when we think that, I mean, it's maybe not for a commercial standpoint, look at it like for TV games and big names and big scoring nights every single night or whatever it may be the West has, but it's definitely competition over here, and I think people are starting to really see it, and those younger teams are definitely building. And you got teams like Chicago who in the next few years they got pieces that are going to turn into guys, and they got, not off the top of my head, I can't think of it, but just, it's happening.